Aloha friends and family all across the world, everybody. It's your friend, Earthman Eric from PlotPalmTrees.com. We're here, we're on the trail to the woods today on this journey of this cool book called Beyond the Veil by William Tripp Sr. Now we're on the chapter 6 and we're going right through this. You know, we've got a Bible study group on PlotPalmTrees.com. We've got a Bible study group in the Facebook group, which is called Beyond the Veil Bible Study, Christ-Centered Meditation. And that's what this book's about, is Christ-Centered Meditation. You can leave comments, posts below, like the videos if you like it, whatever, either way. You can email me personally at ericplott@hotmail.com. You can leave Earthman Eric, that's me, message below with this link here. And if you haven't started from the first chapter, I'd highly recommend starting from chapter 1 and going all the way up so you can follow along and stay on the page. We're in the moment today here at tropical Missouri. Yeah, that's right. I'm bringing palm trees here. Actually, I might have put some palm trees back here, so don't be surprised if you see any. And yeah, they live here in Missouri, so you can find out more about that on our channels. We've got 3 different channels. Check them out. And you know, we're just having fun here. Look at how cool that is, isn't it? Every time I walk down here, it reminds me of Lord of the Rings. I haven't seen that movie forever, but I just know the landscaping in New Zealand is gorgeous, and it probably, you know, it probably doesn't give as much credence to here, but you know, I love it out here. So hey, why don't you come along and walk with me, yeah? I love that you came and joined me for this journey too. There's the lake. It's just such a beautiful day out, and we're heading towards the middle of March, and God's just blessing. He's blessing my life, and I know He'll bless yours. If you just gotta connect and call Him. That's what the last chapter was about. 2 chapters ago, about how it feels and what you do to do it. So if you want to know how to do Christ-centered meditation, it's a real thing. It's very biblical. You gotta start from the beginning. This is a great study. This book is no longer in circulation, and the guy that wrote it does live in Missouri, they used to have the Bible studies. They no longer have them anymore, so I thought I'd try to bring it back to the light and share with you this really interesting, awesome read that could just change the enthusiasm of your walk with Christ. He wants you to know this, so I want to tell you it, and I believe he put me here to do that. So anyway, just enjoy and sit back and relax as I read. We're on chapter 6. Chapter 6 is Christ-Centered Meditation and the Body. Right, that's what it does. My first clinical experience with meditation occurred while in college. As an undergraduate in psychology, I often helped the biofeedback clinic. Clients would come to this clinic to learn stress or pain management. My first clinical experience with meditation occurred while in college. As an undergraduate in psychology, I often helped in the biofeedback clinic. Clients would come to the clinic to learn stress or pain management. In biofeedback, a client would be placed in a quiet room and connect to various sensors that would record their breathing and nerve activity. The theory was that by the client being able to visualize their body stress on the gauges, they would learn to control them. This enabled clients to identify stress or pain, and by control techniques actually reduce them. The clients were awake during their sessions, and except for relaxation tapes, usually music, they received no other outside input. After several sessions, the client would repeat the stress reduction techniques outside the clinic within the machines in practice. They were to close their eyes and visualize the gauges, then by using self-controlling techniques, reduce the stress or pain. The ultimate goal for them was to return to a normal lifestyle, right? Next page. So they were supposed to return to a normal lifestyle. It was during this time that I became aware of transcendental, saying that right, transcendental meditation. Training, I witnessed the power the mind had over the body. A flaw in transcendental. Okay, I have my own obstacle to stump here right now. Don't make fun of me. A flaw in transcendental transcendental meditation is that it does not deal with the cause of stress beyond our own mental input, which mine is acting short today. In short, it worked on the premises that the deeper recesses of the brain held an area of natural tranquility. If that area was reached in meditation, one would discover a deeper sense of relaxation. While in this relaxed state, they could tune out all outside stimuli and reduce stress. This process did tend to work when used as a state of deep relaxation. The term transcendental meditation was not new to me. I said it. I had witnessed the technique before while in the Far East. Deep meditation is a part of Eastern religions and has been credited with bringing a new awareness of one's inner self. The inner self they seek is always deep in the recesses of the mental senses and always promises enlightenment. The search for inner enlightenment soon became a full-time practice of many and created cult-like religions around those who said they had achieved it. In transcendental meditation, the followers are only another offspring of a Far Eastern sect. It is with reluctance that I must confirm that the physical changes claimed by the transcendental meditation practitioners is true. The danger is that it confuses the spiritual identity of man with his mental identity. However, it is their theory that the highest condition of man is within the deep recesses of the mind. We can only surmise that the computer has found a way to recreate itself. To limit humanity to its inner self for understanding of purpose is to ignore the natural interlocking balance of humanity in its natural spiritual environment as created by God. Christ-centered meditation places humans beyond themselves as spiritual creatures capable of restoring their natural state as intended by God. CCM taps into the wisdom of God, but does not make the practitioner God. Transcendental meditation purpose, by contrast, is to elevate man to be God. Unlike transcendental meditation, Christ-centered meditation enables the practitioner to participate in life. Instead, one second. Instead, unlike Christ-centered meditation enables the practitioner to participate in life instead of becoming so introverted that they become only an observer of it. CCM studies have shown that a significant decrease in heart rate and breathing occurs within the first few minutes of meditation. It was also shown that complete stress reduction occurs in 90% of those using CCM. Whew, wow. So let me say that again. It was shown that complete stress reduction occurs in 90% of those using CCM for the first time. CCM practitioners have reported healing of high blood pressure, ulcers, depression, and many other stress-related illnesses. Christ-centered meditation brings the body into a spiritual alignment with the natural good health God created. Unlike Christian Science or transcendental meditation, Christ-centered meditation cannot become a religion, as it is a free gift available to all Christian believers. Amen. Essentially, CCM seems to produce physiological state of deep relaxation coupled with a wakeful and high alert mental state. There tends to be a decrease in metabolic heart and respiratory rates. The pattern of physiological responses to CCM is different from the patterns of responses to sleep or hypnosis. The psychological state caused by CCM is opposite from the state caused by anxiety or anger. Technically, CCM causes a state of mind that is quite opposite to the defense's alarm state described by W.B. Cannon when he analyzed the psychological state of flight or fight reaction. Central to the response to CCM is the lowered rate of metabolism, with the lowered rate of using oxygen and producing carbon dioxide. These decreases are due to lowered metabolic rate rather than to slower or shallower breathing. This is shown by the fact that both decrease equally and into a ratio between them remains the same. This would not be true if it were due to alterations in respiration. Ugh. There is also typically in CCM a slowing of heartbeat and a decrease in the rate and volume of respiration. The lactate concentration of blood decreases sharply using CCM. The blood lactate level is related to anxiety and tension, and the low level found in subjects during CCM is very likely related to the relaxed state of the practitioners. Brainwave patterns during sleep are entirely different from those produced in CCM. In hypothesis, the brainwave patterns resemble the patterns typical of whatever state of mind suggested to the subject. This is also true of respiration rate, blood pressure, heart rate, and skin resistance. There is no pattern typically of hypnosis itself. If we think about the signals we are sending to ourselves at most times in our daily life, we see that they are varied indeed. If I am praying to God, I am usually not only talking, I am also thinking about what the conversation is going, where the conversation is going, what has already been said, how I feel about God, whom I am communicating with, and what the time is. In the background are any thoughts or memories of the earlier parts of the day and plans or concerns of the later parts. In the background, are there any thoughts or memories of earlier parts of the day and the plans or concerns for later parts? In addition, I am conscious of my posture, the feeling of my body, and my fatigue level. Each of these aspects of my mental activity is sending signals to my physical mental activity, my physical apparatus, as to the general state of things and how to respond. Each of these signals is different. With CCM, we are in the state, or moving towards it, of sending only one set of signals at that time. The effect of this is our physiology is positive, and there is a strong tendency to normalize reactions and to behave physically in a more relaxed and healthy manner. Tension and anxiety indicators are reduced, and our metabolic rate and heartbeat slow. There is an increase in spiritual and a mental awareness, alertness, and a decrease in physical tension. Oh, beautiful. That's radical. That's radical. So, we just learned, oh, well, if you have any comments, post below. If you have any questions, you can email me or post a message here. What a great read. Again, what a great read. So what we learned that there's health benefits to this Christ-centered meditation. With blood pressure, anxiety, and stress levels being reduced, pain. You know, because I know people. I mean, I was one myself. I was on all types of antidepressants. I had been on, man, you know what? They had me on several, and they were pushing it on me almost. And that's what the doctor does through Big Pharma. They would love to see you, you know, because it's obviously a money industry, and you don't want to. I don't want to judge anybody or attack the pharmaceutical industry, but the truth of the matter is that putting something in your body that's unnatural won't create a natural effect that's good in any sense, in my mind. And when I stopped putting those types of things in my body, it made all the difference, and it made all the change in the world. Putting organics and health food, drinking spring water right here, not drinking the fluoridated water. They put chemicals in our water now. You've really got to be aware and alert to what's going on in your everyday life. See, and that's what I guess, you know, meditation would help someone with as well, is to really pay attention to what you're consuming, what you're doing, what you're eating, and things like that. And apparently meditation has a good physiological, psychological effect, mental and physical, and that's what this is all about. That's what's beautiful, is it's like the triangle. The triangle you have, which is mind, body, and your spirit, or emotion is what they usually call it. What I guess the politically correct version would be is your emotion. So when you exercise those, that's what William Tripp's trying to explain here, is exercising these things could potentially it would defeat depression and things that everybody in everyday Western lifestyle are challenged with on a daily daily basis. So going to the spiritual gym, working out, you know, with Jesus's gym, you know, and why I was telling this to my mother not too long ago, is that you know, it all connects through your spirit, because if you're spiritually, you know, empty, then how do you expect to be mentally full, physically fit, and you know, obviously happy, you know, and full, invigorated with life, enthusiastic to wake up. You know, how can you have those things? And initially, I don't believe you really can. If you're missing spirituality, if you're missing God, whether you believe in God or not, you'd have to. I mean, it's kind of like ignoring the painter of a masterpiece, or the inventor of the airplane. You know, it's like they created it, and you're ignoring them as if it just kind of appeared out of nowhere by accident. And I don't believe that for a second, that this all just came to be. Everything works out too perfectly, and in nature and in general. And so what this Christ-centered meditation does is it really helps. It helps you realize and get connected with nature and what God's doing in your life, and that's what I think this is a great chapter about. Is, you know, if you're dealing with stress, anxiety, if you're down in the dumps all the time and you have everything, or maybe you don't, you know, just knowing you're right just where you're at. You know, I believe in progression. I don't believe in I believe in insanities, and that if you're doing this, you're going to get the same thing. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you get. You know, doing the wrong thing, you're going to get wrong. If you do the right thing, you're going to get right. And I believe that. Sometimes you got to work a little harder to do the right things, and it seems like people that do the wrong things get more, but it's not true. They're actually losing their soul, their spirit. They lose all that. It's a counterfeit. It's a rip-off. And the Satan is the controller of all of that. He's the controller of lies and all evil. He's the one that's ripping you off, and he's counterfeiting your joy, your peace, your happiness, your serenity, all those things. When you don't live naturally how God created you. When you start putting unnatural things in your body, or you've got to use substances to make yourself feel good, then initially it's kind of like with soil. When you use chemical fertilizer, it depletes the soil of the nitrogen later. Right now, it may be growing and using that as a stimulant, but overall, the next season and the next season, the more you use it, then you've got to up the ante on your nitrogen, or on the fertilizer. See, and it's much like drugs or alcohol, or things we fill ourselves with, food, whatever it may be, money, sex, power. There's so many deadly sins or things that relate to this concept, you know. And the more you fill yourself with those things, the more, well, guess what happens? You don't produce the minerals, the right nutrition. You see, when you do that to the soil, the apple or the tomato, they're not going to come out the same as they would if you used organic, you know, manure or wood chips. You know, there's all types of things you can do to feed the crops. That's how they did it in the Garden of Eden, and I have a good movie about that. Check this link out. It's a movie, Christian-based movie called Back to Eden. So anyway, this was a great chapter. I got my opinion out of the way, or what I believe. So hey, drop a comment below yours. You can contradict me, or you can argue with me, whatever you want to do. I'm pretty laid back. I'm an easygoing guy. You'll find that out about me the more you get to know me. My name's Earthman Eric, by the way, and you know, I'm peace-loving, naturist type. I love it out here. I used to camp out here all the time. We're gonna continue to chapter 7, and I'll be on the other side of the lake. We'll go back into the woods here in this chapter, so that's gonna be really neat. And we're gonna continue on Beyond the Veil by William Tripp Sr. And you know, click here to watch the next chapter, and I love to have you watch the rest of them. Thanks for coming along on this journey. Remember, God will take you places you never dreamed of. With that, I love y'all. I'm praying for you. Pray for me.